Hello, everybody. My name is Veronica, and today I will be presenting my project titled Evaluating the Effects of Hand-Raising Behavior in a Child with Autism Spectrum Disorder in a General Education Classroom. This study is aimed to increase a socially appropriate classroom behavior using a well-established behavior intervention. My participant was a 10-year-old male who has been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, who frequently called out during instruction to gain the teacher's attention, which ultimately ended up causing a disruption in learning. So to address this, we used differential reinforcement of alternative behavior, or DRA for short, to reinforce hand raising as a replacement behavior. For this project, we defined hand raising as raising one arm above the head and holding it for at least 2 seconds. This intervention was supported by research who found that DRA is effective in reducing vocal disruptions in students with autism. Hence, my final research question for this project is, will DRA increase hand raising during instruction for a student with autism? For this project, I used an ABAB reversal design to show the effects of the intervention. For the independent variable, it was the differential reinforcement of alternative behavior, which was the immediate teacher attention for appropriate hand raising. And the dependent variable was the frequency of hand raising during 30-minute academic sessions. The data was collected using event recording. During baseline, no reinforcement was given, and during intervention, hand raising was reinforced and calling out was completely ignored. Reinforcement was initially continuous, and then we thinned it out over time. All sessions took place in the general education classroom. This study included a total of 17 sessions. In the first baseline phase, which was sessions 1 to 5, hand raising occurred only 0 to 2 times per session. Once we entered the first intervention phase, which were sessions 6 to 10, after the first implementation of DRA, hand raising increased 3 to 5 instances per session. In the second baseline phase, sessions 11 to 13, when reinforcement was removed once again, hand raising declined, as we can see in the graph, to 0 to 2 instances per session. Finally, once we entered the second intervention phase, sessions 14 to 17, hand raising increased 6 to 9 instances per session. This pattern of behavior change clearly demonstrated a functional relationship between DRA and the increased hand raising. Hence, why the results support how effective DRA is in promoting socially appropriate attention-seeking behavior in students with autism. DRA was effective in increasing appropriate attention-seeking behavior and reducing disruptions. The procedure overall was very easy to implement and was socially valid in a classroom setting. However, I did have some limitations, such as because I only had a single participant and short faces, I had no inter-observer agreement. Hence why, if I were to do this project again in the future, I would like to use multiple observers, as well as extend face lengths and access generalization and maintenance across settings. But overall, this study did highlight how a simple research-based strategy like DRA can create a meaningful change in a real classroom setting. The results not only support its effectiveness, but also it demonstrated how practical and socially valid this approach can be for students with autism. Thank you for your time.